Welcome to Center Stage at SUNY Cortland, where we put a spotlight on our red dragons in the performing arts. Today, I'm joined by Izzy, Lizzie, and Ryan, who are going to tell us about Nuestra Cultura.
Nuestra Cultura is a love letter to Latin Heritage Month, to Latin culture, and to all of us here at SUNY Cortland that are a part of that, but also want to celebrate that. Our main goal was to bring in people who, even if they weren't a part of the culture, wanted to celebrate the culture. It's about an hour-long cabaret, kind of a bunch of different shows or numbers that are from Latin, representing musicals or even just pop songs that are from Latin artists. And it's a big performance opportunity that we just use to celebrate our culture and bring in a bunch of opportunities for everyone in the program.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Lizzie. Ryan, how about you tell us a little bit about how Nuestra Cultura got started?
I would love to. So it started in fall of 2022, our freshman year, and it was started by two upperclassmen, Ruben Fernandez, class of 2022, and Caitlin Mendez, class of 2023. And they thought it'd be a great idea to bring a Latin Heritage Month performance to SUNY Cortland. And it started off as a cabaret style. And they also did 21 Chump Street, which is a 15-minute musical written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. And they also give a bunch of us opportunities to perform in there. So yeah, it started off with them, and we wanted to keep it going. So that's why we started it again.
That's excellent. Izzy, how about you tell us a little bit about how you got involved?
Okay, so after we were all in Nuestra Cultura freshman year, we have been talking ever since about how when we're upperclassmen, we're gonna do this ourselves and we're all gonna run it. Just because it's really special to us, and there is pretty little representation in the program, so it kind of feels like our responsibility to spread that awareness and to get it running.
That's very meaningful. And so you are the directors, correct?
Yes.
And you're also charged with recruiting people to be involved.
Yes.
How many people do you have involved?
37.
That's excellent. Is it all solos, ensemble numbers?
There's many solos, many ensemble. It's just a big mix so that everyone gets to be a part of it equally.
Yes.
That's super fun. Can you tell us maybe a couple examples of things that people might be performing?
So yours truly will be performing Breathe from In the Heights. We also have a number that is strictly just dance, and it's focused in on Latin dance to the song Las Avispas, and Izzy can talk more about that.
Oh, it's just one of my favorite songs, and my mom actually had the idea for it. When I told her that we were doing this, she was like, you should put this song in. And so ever since, I've just been set on including that song. It's super, super rich in the culture. And me and Lizzie actually choreographed it yesterday.
Super fun.
Which is super fun. There's a lot of In the Heights. There's just any show that has any Latin heritage in it is in the show.
Right.
Also, you will see a number from West Side Story. I think we should.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to tell you what number it is, but it's one that people often forget about.
Yeah.
And it is I'll give it its group number, but it's really fun.
Okay.
And that was more of a collaborative effort because a lot of blocking, but also some choreo sections. So that was the thing that all of us really could contribute to. And that was because I have been doing a significant amount of blocking. They've been doing a significant amount of choreo.
Nice.
And it was kind of my favorite to do because it was one that we did together.
Yeah.
So it was like the one number that we got to do together. So it was just means a lot.
Super fun. And if I'm correct, this is not just limited to people who have some kind of Latin heritage or just people in the musical theater program.
No, we actually have two people that are not in the program and also are not Hispanic participating. And then a big thing that we pushed when we were talking about doing it again this year was everybody can get involved, especially obviously if you are of Latin heritage. But even if not, it's a celebration and it's a chance to educate yourself on another culture and uplift it, no matter if you're a part of it or not. So that was a big thing that we wanted to put emphasis on.
I think that's a great segue into, we'd love to hear from each of you why you're very passionate about this project. How about we start with Izzy?
I'm really passionate about this project mainly because in Cortland, I feel just upstate New York in general, there's a lack of Latin heritage representation. And I just feel so strongly about sharing the culture, especially the music. The music is so beautiful and it is so fun. And our first rehearsal, the first thing we did was just play some Latin songs and get everyone to loosen up and have some fun and just really relax. And it's community. It's so community based and like everyone has each other's back no matter where you come from, no matter if you don't know each other, like the music will bring everyone together and just sharing that with everyone in the program, especially the freshmen that we didn't know yet, we bonded with too. And so that's why this project is super special.
That's awesome.
Honestly, everything that I'm going to say is going to be in the same vein. Being in upstate New York and in Cortland, you just see, like, coming from living in the city, like New York City, and having access to being with my family and my culture all the time and being raised in that, but also knowing that no matter where I went there, I was always going to see people who share the same culture as me, or see food that I eat, or hear the music that I love listening to. And then coming here, I was like, oh, wow, I was taking that for granted because it's not focused on. And I feel like Latin Heritage Month in specific, because it falls in between, fall coming about and Halloween, it can often be forgotten. Not for a lack of trying, but because it just gets pushed over. So the fact that we have the opportunity and the ability to raise up our own culture and to educate those about it, it's amazing to me. I'll never forget when I taught Carnaval del Barrio, which is one of the Heights numbers we're doing. I gave a little sappy spiel about how much that number means to me, because it's all about community and how no matter where you are, where you come from, or what you're doing, or even if you're actually related, you will always be there for each other, which is a big thing in the Latin community. And I wanted to instill that in our peers in this program so that the process itself felt like a big community.
That's awesome. How about you, Ryan?
Surprise, surprise, community is a big thing. As cheesy as it does sound, music and dance are just like universal languages that just bring people together in such a different way, and the theater community understands that. But also, I come from a family. My dad's Puerto Rican, mom's Colombian, and just they're not like theater oriented. But at any party or any family gathering, if any song plays, like a Ricky Martin song or a Selena song, like it changes the mood in the room, and just everybody gets up and dances just because it's such. It gets me a little emotional too, because you just realize how much it means.
Yeah.
And even yesterday, we were working on Las Avispas, and while I was dancing, we were doing a partner section, and it reminded me of when I was 5 years old, and my mom and my titi and tias would call me on like the kitchen floor or just the living room floor and ask me to dance with them, and like I used to laugh at it then, just like of being like, no, like I not right now, but now it's something that I realize like it just means so much, and it like really brings you back to the sense of community and how music and dance could really bring people together in such a way.
That's awesome. Do any of you live in bilingual households?
Yes.
You do? That's very cool. Is it generally you speak a little mixture of Spanish and English, or are there certain relatives that you have that when I'm talking to grandma, we are speaking in Spanish?
Well, I do. My mom, she tries to mainly just speak in Spanish and text us in Spanish so that the brains keeps clicking.
Going, yeah.
But I do respond in English.
Yep,
And
that's the thing.
sometimes we'll have a conversation in Spanish, but she really has to bring it out of me. But I do have family members that have come to the United States that do not speak English, so of course I can only speak Spanish to them. And I'm honestly grateful for that. The more I grow up, the more I'm grateful to be bilingual and to be able to just understand another language. Even if I'm walking down the street and someone's speaking in Spanish, I'm like, how cool is it that I understand what they're saying?
Yes.
How cool is that?
I'm the same way. My dad doesn't speak Spanish. My dad is white. So my mom obviously had to accommodate to that growing up. But also a lot of my childhood I spent with, my grandma and my grandpa, and my mom's from El Salvador and my grandfather's from Puerto Rico. And I also, when I was spending a lot of time with them or with my titi, they were always speaking Spanish. And even at every single family gathering, because I didn't spend a lot of time with my dad's family growing up, every single family gathering, everybody's speaking Spanish, everybody's dancing, there's always Spanish music. So again, when my mom or my grandma or my titi speak to me in Spanish, I will answer in English because I get nervous. I get nervous, and it's something that's not talked about often enough in our community. When you're growing up in a bilingual household, whether you have a white parent or not, still. And I think that it's so wonderful, even if I get nervous sometimes, or even if I have the grammar of a child, my mom has to say. I love that I can still share a part of my culture like that, and especially when I have family calling in, or like when my grandma comes around, always showing my tios on the phone. I can communicate and I can understand, and I have that connection with my culture.
And that's such a special thing, I think, to be able to grow up with that. Very few people seem to have these days. So that's really awesome. Ryan told us a little bit about what his background was. You said you're Colombian and Puerto Rican, correct? If it's appropriate, would you both share?
Oh,
yeah. I'm half Venezuelan, half Mexican.
I am Salvadoran, so El Salvador, yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and talking about Nuestra Cultura. To wrap it up, tell us a little bit about how people at home can come and support your program.
So, y'all can come support by tuning into our live or coming to see the show if you're gonna be here. Our mission is really just to uplift our community and spread the joy, spread the love. So,
Yes. Please do not miss it. It is October 12th. It is a Saturday, and it's at 7 p.m. And again, it's going to be live streamed, or you can come to the Down Fine Arts Center to see it.
Yes, it's in the Down Fine Arts Center on the first floor in room 110. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you there. Happy Latin Heritage Month!